What's going on, guys? It's ya boy. So today we're going to be making a video not about, chaotic daily news and stuff regarding the revival. I had a video planned for that, but we can thank some wedding crashers for that, so to speak. People showing up in the middle of nowhere, ruining the celebration, and, just kind of being an annoyance that you didn't quite expect. So, just as a quick disclaimer, the point of this video here, first and foremost, is one, not to bash anybody. Everyone can have their own opinions. I fully respect that. Two, not to seek apologies, right? And three, just to heap burning coals on people's heads, so to speak, right? With what I believe, anger stirs up conflict and love covers all wrongs. And, just give them no ceiling, give them no leeway, and again, heap the burning coals on their head. So I just had to make that quick disclaimer here. So, for those that don't know, I've been making chaotic content regarding the revival for about 5 videos worth now, and it's been super fun. I've been sitting in front of the camera, coming up with some fun stories, and hopefully making you guys laugh once or twice. Even if you didn't have a smile earlier in the day, maybe I can help contribute to that. But yeah, that's kind of been what I've been doing, and, only 5 videos in, we're at about 70 subscribers, which is super great. I'm not sure what the meta or metrics or average is nowadays, but I don't think that's too bad. Also, if I'm not as high energy as I usually am or emotional, I just woke up too. So I didn't, again, think I'd have to be making a video like this, but I figured it's better to make it in the morning, give me time to make a higher quality video later. And plus, when I'm tired, my brain isn't fully woken up yet, so I guess I'm a little bit more, chillax when it comes to a lot of things. So this is also going to help me kind of just stay in the good headspace and stay on the straight and narrow while I'm making the video. So just also wanted to put that out there. Anyway, on to the main topic at hand here. So the main reason I'm making this today is through my posting of my content, people haven't obviously been watching the videos, these wedding crashers. We'll just keep labeling them as that because, we want to give them at least some form of decency. Wedding crashers at least have the gall to do it in the first place. So I'll give them I'll give them credit where it's due. But yeah, so people have been seeing that I've been posting links and everything on all the different social media platforms, Discord, Facebook, Reddit, etc. Kind of advertising to get the word out there about what I'm wanting to cover in each video. The chaotic daily news, right? And I'm trying to get the name out there and, just try and, again, get traffic going just so I can have more ability to reach more people with my content. Wow, what a crime. That's crazy. But yeah, so through all these postings, I've had a bunch of people, and this is the thing here. This is the little Easter egg that you might have missed. Apparently, people are bashing on my thumbnails for being, we're going to put the most massive, we're talking humongous, big, large, huge air quotes around this possible, AI slop, which in a way it's kind of complimentary, but also insulting and mean. So again, I just wanted to get this out there, and this isn't to toot my own horn either. So first and foremost, the thumbnails aren't AI generated, you absolute buffoons. I didn't realize that the cavemen were alive and well in today's day and age. But again, apparently I can be proven wrong with a lot of stuff. So here we are. I guess they are. They're thriving. They got a whole community built, and they've brought their Oonga Boonga brains together to really just, stick it to the man, stick it to me. But I have an ace up my sleeve. I'm from the year 2026, baby. I got the tech that you can't even imagine. I got the skills to pay the bills, and we're about to show you what I mean. All right, so let's go ahead and start off by taking a look at my my YouTube channel here. My home base of operations, the source of the evil villainous acts happening among us here. So if you take a look here, you can see I got my 5 videos, as I said before, where I go over chaotic daily news, and to the astute eye, you might see something that no one else might see. All the thumbnails look the same. Did you catch that? Yeah, take a good look at it here. Take a good look, and you might catch it. I know having 1 IQ sometimes can, dampen the senses, but yep, you will see here that I do have equal and very similar thumbnails across my channel. And on the second lot here, what does this look like? Oh, it's a playlist. A playlist for what? Chaotic Daily News. Ah, yes, I see, I see. And what are playlists for? If you just had to take a guess, use your smarticle particles. I know you have an education. I know your parents worked nice and hard for it. So go ahead and use that real quick. What is a playlist for? Posting videos of a similar likeness or a similar topic, making it easier to organize for your people that watch and, your viewers, your friends, your homies to click through and easily find what type of content they're looking for on your channel. So in this instance, seeing as we don't have the card game back yet, I only have one playlist labeled Chaotic Daily News, which is where all these videos that you saw in the last shot are. So that being said, is it crazy for me to think, all these videos with similar thumbnails are all in the same playlist? I'm no Einstein, but I think I might be onto something here. And the big word I want to use here, this is a pretty big word, so for those that, are hating on the thumbnails, if you just think for a quick second and you get your listening ears, I'll go slow. It's called a template. Think back to Sesame Street, right? Template. There you go. There, you got it. I knew you'd get it. But yeah, it's called a template, people. It's used in plenty of other different things. Some people, it's more niche on YouTube where they'll have a little icon down in the bottom left, that they'll put on each of their videos, or something about their video style where they want it, again, to be instantly recognizable. So for me, I just wanted a cool whole background thing, again, so you can know that it is me. And yeah, so that there's that point there. It's called a template. And this, again, is not AI generated. I made this in Photoshop, so I'd like to think I have a little bit more, decency than that. I've been using the Adobe Photoshop suite, just Adobe Suite in general, for over 15 years now. So, yeah, again, it's kind of insulting that people's brains immediately jump to that. But yeah, I actually do, believe it or not, have skills. I also do voiceover work outside of this as well. And I'm very learned in the way of using Premiere, Photoshop, all that fun stuff. So thanks for thinking that my stuff is so good that it looks like AI slop. All right, jumping into the next section here, let's go ahead and take a look at my my Photoshop setup here. So for those that, have used Photoshop for a while, if there are any of those in the crowd, this is what a basic project looks like in Photoshop. So as you can see here, you can kind of see it on the right-hand side. I didn't snip it perfectly, but you can see that I have my main background image down there, have the chaotic situation, which is a text, by the way, that I typed myself. Whoa. Just hold on. I use my human hands. That's insane. And then up just above that, the chaotic situation text on the right, you can see episode 1. So this was the template that I used for the first episode. Again, the text is all individual. I typed it myself into my today's topic box, and then I changed the episode number. If I'm lazy enough to ask AI to change the episode number and lazy enough to ask it to change the text in the today's topic box, I have a whole nother problem on my hands. I'm dealing with the sin of sloth, which, I'm not. So yeah, as you can see here, that's what my basic template looks like. And then if we jump on to the next portion here, this is my image box that I have, where I keep all my current YouTube thumbnails. And I also had to go in and relocate and re-find a lot of the stuff that I used or made to put into the Photoshop project. So from left to right here, again, whenever I make a template or if I make something for Photoshop, I'm probably never gonna have to use those things again, so I'll usually just toss them in the recycle bin. So I tried to recover what I could for the sake of this video, because again, I didn't think I was gonna have to make a stupid video like this, a absolutely goofy video like this. Again, I'll make it up to you guys with some real chaotic news later, but this just had to be addressed, so it's fine. We had to make the announcement, the public service announcement. So first and foremost here on the left, we got Chaotic Daily. Then we got the Chaotic logo. Then we got the daily update text box. We have that image of me there. We have my profile picture. Today's topic text box. I name things weird sometimes because, went to school for game design and development, so I just have random naming scheme things. But yeah, and then you can see all my other thumbnails that I've made and just have kind of sitting here as untitled 1 through 5 because why would I need to name them? And then we have on the right-hand side of that, we have the web background. So to kind of go into how I got each and every one of these, the Chaotic Daily text I made myself in Photoshop. Crazy concept. The Chaotic logo I found on just Google. I'm not skilled enough to just make a custom chaotic logo. Oh no, I used an image online. Everybody does. Who hasn't? And then for the daily update text box, I did in fact make that myself in Photoshop yet again. It's called using the blending options, for those of you that know. Again, I understand not everyone is keen and learned in the way of Photoshop, but it's called blending options. You can click on the image, add all sorts of effects to certain aspects of it. So for the text, I just put a basic font inside of that daily update text box, and then on the outside of that, kind of hexagonal shape, whatever shape you want to call that. It's kind of stretched out there to make room for the text. I added some blending options into it, like an outer glow, or I forgot what option it was, but you just, implement that, have a drop shadow on it, so on and so forth. And then there's the image of me, which I'll go ahead and emphasize this one real quick. This is the image of me, right? So I had an image of myself that I cropped out and made, all kind of pretty looking and stuff. And then the only, I guess, if you want to find literally anything to nitpick about, and sure, if you want to do that, go for it. Again, I'm no artist, so I can't exactly do a bunch of insane stuff. Took an image of myself, went online, and did one of those, put a filter over yourself. Turn yourself into an anime character. Turn yourself into a Pixar character. I just wanted to put myself into, or I forgot what the filter was, but it's just a random filter to make it look more realistic and more defined in that regard. So that's what I did for this image. So if that's a crime, putting a filter on an image, for those Instagram models out there, or you people who are trying to make yourselves look better on the internet, you guys have probably then used a filter at some point. So, wow. Again, totally unique to me, and I'm just trying to pull a fast one on you, trying to, trip the tortoise before we can get to the finish line, right? And then we have my profile picture, obviously, and then the today's topic text box, again, similar to the daily update text box. I made it myself, added some effects to it, changed some colors, did some blending options, again, woo, crazy. And then finally here, I think the one that maybe catches people's eye, and what I can imagine would be one of the only things that gets people, acting like a ferocious beast, dude, Beauty and the Beast 2.0. We got this background image here, which let me go ahead and throw it up here for you. This here, so I've made a couple websites for my VO work, right? And in these types of websites, or even on Google in general, there's a lot of cool just empty background images for banners, whether it be YouTube banners, whether it be, just stuff for your website to put in. So here for mine, whoa, crazy. I just found one online that I thought looked cool because I do VO stuff, so I felt like having a microphone in there, and this one just happened to come up. This is essentially just supposed to be a cool gamer room setup that, I forgot what I typed in. It was something along the lines of just like gamer room setup, like for YouTube backgrounds or something like that. And boom, I didn't make this. Sure, yeah, I'll admit that I didn't make this. Somebody else probably did. If they strike me or want me to, if they smite me down and want me to give them credit where it's due, then sure. Or I'll just change it. I don't have a problem changing it. But yeah, this is just generic, YouTube background gamer room setup thing. But yeah, so those are the few assets that I have that would really, I think, air quote, stir up the pot. But yeah, so that's basically all that I have regarding stuff to show that I'm actually doing this within Photoshop and in the Adobe suite. Again, there's a lot more that goes into it, having to crop certain things out, place an image down, the layering and all that good stuff to make things actually look nice and look decent. I've just been doing it so long that I'm actually halfway decent at it, believe it or not. People can be actually good at what they do. I know it might be a shock to some of you, but you can get good at what you do if you just keep trying and keep doing it, repeatedly. It's called a habit. But yeah, just wanted to make the main points here. Template and style. If you guys are getting upset that I'm not making every video thumbnail unique, then that's on you. That's just preference. Again, I'm to the point in my life where I don't necessarily have the time to sit at my computer for 13 hours a day and just, make a random thumbnail or make a unique thumbnail for each and every video. It's just not something I realistically have the time for because I'm actually, doing other stuff outside of this as well. Again, voiceover work and whatnot. But yeah, just wanted to go ahead and cover that a little bit. I tried to, again, recover what I could or give examples of what I could to show that I'm doing this all by my own hand or, borrowing images from people on Google, So yeah, I think if I had to kind of add one final thing here, kind of wrapping it up and trying to find at least some good moral to this, or maybe even splash some cold water in your face here, is first and foremost, everybody has their own unique ways of doing stuff, whether it be YouTube, art, music. Everyone's got tastes. Everyone has preferences on how they like stuff or how they like to envision stuff. So for me, I think it's cool having certain topics or certain types of things via YouTube content all be uniform and all look the same, again, so it's instantly recognizable. But yeah, so the moral I'd say here is, let people have their own way of doing things. I'm not going out and saying, wow, you just took some PNGs, slapped them on there, and then just took a background image. Again, I think a lot of those look cool, and I think a lot of the thumbnails you guys make looks cool. Doesn't, and even looking at the content too, you guys make awesome content for my content creator friends out there in the chaotic space. Nobody, like, I've heard so many stories from them after bringing this up that there's going to be haters no matter what. So I'm going to be completely frank with you. I don't have any care in the world for, these little peons just running around going, your thumbnails, they really detract and turn me off. Like, good thing I'm not trying to do that. Good thing it's not about you. It's about the game. It's about just bringing awareness, and I'm not trying to please anyone in particular. That's not my goal. I'm trying to, again, make stuff about the game that we love and enjoy. And if you have a problem with that, and if you don't want to watch my stuff, then I don't have a problem with that. But as your mom would have probably always tell you, waggling that finger around, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. You guys are more than likely, if you grew up with the game and you've been waiting for its return, I know you guys are at least 16 years old, or you're just full-grown adults. So it's kind of shocking to see grown men, grown women having an attitude like this. Seriously, guys, you know better than that. Like, if I did the same thing to you, you'd get immediately triggered and you'd get immediately upset. So, take the log out of your own eye before you point out the speck in somebody else's, right? There are so many videos that I see, some people do, where I could easily go in and say, that was the most mid video I've ever seen, or that's kind of just straight up garbage, but you don't see me doing that. I'm not just talking in the chaotic space. I just mean in general. There are so many videos where I'm like, yeah, you're the guy on American Idol that came on and always said your parents said you could sing, and you thought that meant you were, Adam Lambert, right? It's just not in my body, and it's not in my person to go and do something like that. So it just always shocks me to see how fast people can take a 180, especially when we're so supportive of you and we're so happy to know you and experience your content, that you could just turn around and immediately just start, thinking that, you're above somebody, or better than somebody, right? And quite frankly, to show you here, you guys were wrong. Again, I'm not expecting an apology. I'm not expecting, retribution, right? I'm not expecting you to get taken away to the gallows and get hung like, Jack Sparrow. I'm just wanting to be here in love and just say I still think you guys are cool, even if you did say mean things. I think you guys are just better than that. The tongue is a powerful thing, and it is very destructive when not used wisely. And I'm going to be completely honest with you here, because I care about you. You guys are not using it wisely. So just take a second, reflect, and think to yourself before you actually speak, or before you actually make a claim. If you have an issue with somebody, take it right to them. If you have questions for somebody, don't make them accusatory, but just ask somebody, hey, I was just curious, is this actually, I guess in here, AI generated? I guess kind of little side thing, if that background image, one of the few things that I took from Google happens to be an AI generated image, one of the billions I could have picked, and it happened to be that, then oh well, I don't have a problem changing it, whatever. But yeah, so just think before you guys speak. I care about you guys enough to just point it out. We've been waiting for this game for eons now, it seems, to come back out, and the first thing you guys are doing is finding somebody like me who wanted to make content about that and drum up hype himself for the game coming back, You guys just went out there immediately, started spray firing into me, and it's just kind of crazy. It's kind of hypocritical too. You're waiting and excited for the game to come out and encouraging people to bring us all together and to make this as successful as possible, and you immediately go and try and shoot somebody down for doing exactly that and being excited. So yeah, it's just kind of hypocritical. Take a look at yourself in the mirror and just, yeah, just think twice before you speak. I forgive you guys, and I'm not going to make any other videos as a follow-up. If my evidence here wasn't enough for you, then you're looking for literal, each and every individual molecule to prove that it's not what everyone's saying it is, or the select few, not everyone, the select few, the little grouping of people over here sitting with their campfire, jealous of our party hats over here. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it clarified some things for you. If it didn't, oh well, sucks to suck. I'm not gonna do any more on it. I think I showed my hand pretty well. But yeah, I'll be making some more chaotic content in the next few days. Get back to the normally scheduled program, Channel 9 News. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, haters.